In the last podcast, we talked extensively about what men want. Men beyond 50, what they want from a woman when dating. Now that begs the question, what do women want? And I know nobody knows what women want, but you are a woman and you're a psychologist and you're a wise person. So if somebody can come up with some helpful ideas, then it's probably you. And because I am me, let me start with the most difficult of all questions. And actually one question that we circumvented last time. Do women care about looks? Is that an important thing?
Okay, so no pressure whatsoever
No
to
pressure.
answer on behalf of all women.
In at the deep end here.
Yes, I would say that at a certain age, even before, but at a certain age for sure, you stop caring about the looks. Okay, I'm saying this because it's a very large scope of looks.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I can like somebody who is overweighted, somebody who is very thin, somebody who is Asian, who is bald or has mustaches or beard or whatever. It's just that they assume who they are, I would say. And they are conscious of the way they look. It's not a question of being handsome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question of knowing who you are and filling your body with confidence and with self-awareness, I would say. Because actually in the past, at least for me, I found out that handsome men are an issue.
That demands an explanation. Please, how are they an issue?
It's a headache. It's a headache to go out with a handsome man. First of all, they are used to a lot of attention. They are very full of themselves. They are surrounded by women all the time. They don't develop. It's the same for beautiful women.
Because they have no need to develop? Or
yes, they don't work on their flirting approaches. They don't need on the depth of their feelings. They're just there, they're beautiful.
And it comes easy, basically.
Very easy.
Yes.
Because lately women are much more proactive, so they just need to sit there and be approached. Because now, the shift happened where men have been taught to be careful, and that's a good thing. I'm not saying the opposite. Not to be aggressive in approaching women, so they are taught to be more sensible, more emotionally intelligent, and all this. And sometimes it ends up with men who are just undecisive. And then women have to take the initiative and approach them. And when you are a handsome man, that's how I imagine it, you have a pleiades of women approaching you.
I do have some very handsome friends because I don't know if you know that. I worked as a photographer for quite a while. I wasn't always, I have always been a lawyer, but in between I took night shift as a photographer. So I have some very handsome friends who worked or still work as models. And yes, I can confirm that they get a lot of female attention. Yes.
Yes. So going back to after 50, you have these people all the time who are overdoing it in one direction or underdoing it in another direction, who are just either going into a lot of gym, a lot of self-care, like let me do my hair in this way, let me I don't know, do these facials and stuff like this, and others who just stop caring at all. Like just let me eat, let me not go to the hairdresser, let me just neglect myself, and people will take me for who am I.
Because I'm old now, there's
I
no
don't
need
care.
for this anymore.
And they replace the pleasure of feeling and looking good with the pleasure with of eating, of drinking, of sleeping, which is, I'm not judging. It's okay.
There's nothing wrong with
it's
drinking
cool.
and sleeping.
Whatever. But at least they are conscious with this. They recognize this with them, and they are accepting it, and they are cool with their approach. One thing about appearances, the way people dress, men especially.
That's an issue. Can be an issue, can be a topic.
But it's the same for women actually, because at some point at age, when you age, you start privileging comfort over beauty. Let's put it like this. And people end up with this ugly, not expensive, but particularly ugly. It doesn't matter, expensive, not expensive.
There's a lot of very expensive,
very
clothes,
ugly.
Yes.
You
can agree on that.
Yes. But just for the sake of being comfortable, and that's again, it's not probably it's assumed. I don't know, but people who gave up on their physical appearance and they are just letting themselves go, and they are not even aware about this. That's what I don't think is attractive.
So just to, if I may, because that's a thing that I think is worth discussing. So you're saying you shouldn't go too far with the upkeep and being fancy and going to the gym and eating only salad and buying just.
Oh my God! It's really, at some point it's repulsive.
Yes, but on the other hand, you also shouldn't underdo it. So there is a thin line. There's a small.
The thin line is about assuming.
Yes.
I would say, okay, you're overweighted. So what? It could be cool.
But couldn't it also be the other way around if you're just a gym rat, but that's your thing, that's your hobby, and that's what gives you confidence. Well, by all means, continue with that, but don't think that if you put even more in it, this makes you more attractive. It's more like something that makes you shine from the inside, maybe, because it is something that breathes life in your life.
You're right. Probably attractiveness as a goal for a man of 50 years. It's a little bit teenagey, I would say.
Yeah.
If it's a goal on itself. I want to be attractive, whatever it costs me. I will do all these things, etc. It's a cliche, most probably, but
may I throw something in the ring on behalf of men beyond 50? What I see in myself, what I think I also see in other peers is, as you say, attractiveness as such is maybe not a necessary goal. However, if you went to the gym, you ate well, you're well rested, you wear a nice shirt or maybe a suit, I like suits, you just feel good, and you feel confident, and that radiates. You shine.
Oh,
is that a thing that works?
I have a very Italian approach or French on this. You need to be nonchalant with the way you look, the way you dress, the way you put your hair on, stuff like this. If you are too prepped,
talking about confidence, it's so that you feel well as a person. I think for men, it's quite interesting to feel well, to feel secure and to radiate. That I mean, isn't that one of the functions that give a bit of security to a woman?
But it's not by their looks they give security.
Yes. But if they feel insecure, how can they give security? That's my point.
But the security doesn't come from the outlook.
Okay.
It comes from 10 other things, but not from how I look. Because we are going back to the handsome man there.
Yes. That's where we came from.
And a very important point, men should really take care of their facial hair. Their ear, their noses, their eyebrows, stuff like this. Doesn't matter how gymmed they are, doesn't matter how fancy they dress. If this is not taken care of, that's not. It's a deal breaker, sorry.
But then maybe you talk about the same thing. So I'm talking about somebody being well kept, well maintained. Not necessarily.
No, you're twisting I'm telling you, even if they are not well kept, even if they are overweighted, if they are not with the latest trend and their hairs, they're not the best perfume ever, etc. If they are confident with who they are,
okay,
they have accepted their appearance, they have accepted their flaws, their defects, etc. Okay, I'm probably short, I'm probably fat, I'm probably whatever, but this is who I am.
But that's a good message then, because being short you cannot change, but being confident you can change.
Yeah. But at some point, when you're younger, I guess for men, you're trying stuff. Like you're trying going to the gym, cutting your hair, dressing, in different ways, etc., just to go up to some certain standard. And at some point, you accept this. I have dated men who you wouldn't qualify as attractive at all, but very, very sexy. That's a different dimension. It's not being attractive, it's being sexy. And it doesn't come from the outlook.
Okay, but that's a good news then.
Definitely.
For me and for my peers. So
my opinion.
Be confident, be sexy. You don't necessarily have to be
there
that
is
handsome.
this thing. Sorry, I'm next to my microphone.
It's okay.
It's like sexiness. It's not appearance. It's not outlook.
Yes. Okay.
There is something masculine, virile that can be found there after 50 or before, but I think should be more established after 50, where you know your performance, you know your value, you know who you are.
So is it just to catch that ball? So when you say it's not about appearance, but about being sexy, about knowing who you are, is that about having a settled personality, being a centered person, or what does it mean? How does it play out? I mean, can you elaborate on that a bit?
On knowing who you are, it's knowing what you like, what you don't like, being decisive, and taking risks. When you take risks, following up on them, but and
also owning them, I guess. If it goes wrong, you have to own. Excuse my language, please. Your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But knowing what you want is very important. Obviously, what you don't want. But yes, I want this woman because of whatever. This. And I know that I want it.
Do you want to be told? I mean, by the guy who chooses you, whom you choose, do you want to be told, I want you because that is the thing that makes you so incredibly sexy? Is that the thing you want to know?
Yes, it could be cool, unless it turns out to be a checklist, because you cover these criteria. There are so many ways to tell a woman why you like her. And I think that's very often men are not explicit enough. And they have a multitude of ways of making a woman feeling loved. And for some reason, which I never understood, they are very scarce on this.
I can second that, yes. We are not very good in showing love and affection. That's perfect. Not necessarily something that we can do really well, yes.
And it, in my opinion, is very simple. Even if you have like 10 compliments or 10 sentences that you turn on repeat, okay, make them 50, just so nobody knows.
Or put some randomness in it. Just
an algorithm that will.
We are very good in writing algorithms. Most coders are men, so we can
feel free. But there is a number of things you can always say, like when women are jealous, when they see you, when they're insecure, when they have an issue, when they are sad, etc. You have 10 sentences you can go and say, I'm here for you. That I will not let you down. That I have your back. You know that I like you because you are the most beautiful woman in the room, or in the city, or doesn't need to be in the world. It doesn't need to be unrealistic.
City is okay.
Yeah,
City
it's like, room is okay.
Room is okay.
Unless there are two people in the room, but it doesn't matter.
Just want to point out that we're sitting in the room with two people.
Yes. Geographical position.
Mm-hmm.
But and this one and the other one that I think men miss a lot, but we are not in the topic of what women like, even though somehow we are in. It's declaring intentions.
Mm-hmm.
It's even if the intentions do not happen, knowing that somebody would love to call you, would love to see you, would love to buy you this thing or meet you somewhere. Just declare it.
Mm-hmm.
I would so much love to do this.
Yes.
Okay, but I can't for this and that reason. But actually, if I could, I would do it.
Yes.
Why in the world they don't do this? I have no idea. Why it's just this protection or something? It's so easy.
It's very easy to answer. I can tell you that. It's because indeed men feel uncomfortable if they declare something and they can't do it, because they feel that's something you probably have experienced. If you talk to a man and you say something is wrong in your life, he will not comfort you. He will look for a solution. Same thing here. If he tells you, "Oh, I would so much love to see you," but somehow it doesn't work.
But there is a conditional thing in there. Yeah. I would like to see you.
Yes.
There is a would. It's not I will see you.
But
you're not committing.
Even unconsciously, he will feel pressured to make something happen.
I don't care about unconsciously. Do you want your woman happy or not?
It's a good thing to know that. Well, I'm just trying to explain, to shed some light on the issue, why that could be potentially.
Yeah. Anyway, so this confidence in what I want, and even if I want it and it's not possible, I still want it.
Yes. Okay.
And this clarity
So
it's very important. It makes you feel better. It makes you like the man in return.
Okay.
As it's men, women, we are all the same. If people like you, you like them back.
Yes.
You tend to like them back. Yeah. So somebody is so clear on the fact that they like you. Okay, there are exceptions for sure.
Can you overdo this? I mean, like love bombing, just to throw in there.
Oh yeah, if you are a perfect narcissist or manipulator, you can. But we are talking about normal.
We are talking about people within the normal distribution curve. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So, but telling things very clearly, nobody expects you men to be cheesy. Me personally, I don't like at all cheesy men. I'm talking about me. All the poetry and serenades. Yeah, and flowers and stuff. Not for me. I'm not romantic in this direction. There are a lot of women who like this. So
when in doubt, buy the flowers.
I would say no.
Really? That's interesting.
Buy something, not when in doubt, buy flowers. You know the famous 5 languages of love. Some women like presents. Some women like.
No, elaborate. What are the 5 languages of love for the benefit?
If I remember them correctly, it's a basic psychology. It's not a scientific research whatsoever, but I think there is a lot of wisdom in this. If I remember again, one is spending time with somebody, the other one is presence, the third one is support, the fourth one is declaration, and what in the world was the fifth one? I don't know, but
we should look it up.
Yeah, but there is all over Google.
Yes. So we put this in the comments underneath the thing.
So it's and obviously if you differ in the way you perceive love, you will have issues.
Yes.
So if I like presents and you want to spend time with me, our discrepancy is that I don't perceive your love as such, and you don't understand that you have to buy me presents, and I want to spend. You see what I mean?
It's very interesting. This is can we? This is I know that we get away from our original topic, but it's very interesting. So there is incompatibilities in the expression of love, and that can lead to conflicts.
Yes, that can lead not to conflicts, because the conflicts are the result of not feeling loved and appreciated and valuable. And that's a big thing for women, to feel loved.
Is that so this is interesting, because I think we all have been there, but I never saw the mechanism. That's very enlightening, the thing the point you're making. So that means that she feels not loved, and she tells him that, and he's frustrated because he thinks he loves her very well, and he probably does. It's just that what she expects and what he gives is basically written in different code, in different languages.
There's they don't speak the same language.
That's very interesting. So that's a lot of frustration. I could imagine, or I have experienced that a lot of frustration in relationships could come out of that incompatibility.
Definitely, it's a basic thing. Yeah. You expect him to be home at 7. Yes. He is building a house for you.
Yes. And he thinks
you don't care about the house.
Yes. He thinks he cares enough. I'm doing this big project for you. And all you want
I'm not spending time.
I cook dinner at 7. You're not at home, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes. That's very interesting.
So but when one woman doesn't feel loved, basically, this is when the problems start. And one of the things a woman would do is to shut up. 80% of women who are in pain, love pain, would not communicate. Will just close the famous, all good. Yes. What's with you? What's wrong with you?
Yes.
No, all good.
Yes. I think the classic.
And the big thing is the man to accept this, but that's such an open door. Let's not go there. Everybody knows this. It's not big news.
But that's it. Not. I'm not saying that the mechanism as such is big news, but the way we arrived here over this incompatibility in love language and expressions of love, as I would say, that is a very interesting thing.
Yes, and because I'm continuing on the topic about a man who wants who knows what he wants. The other thing is that he fights for it.
Yes, so you have to show
determination.
Yes.
You need to, because obviously you will do something.
Yes.
You will not call, you will not show up, you will do something, whatever. Then the woman, that's why we are going into these classics. Like then she will tell you all is good, you would never know what exactly you did wrong. She will shut up.
We're going there because you think it's easier in the classics, but for us gentlemen, it's not necessarily the case.
Come on.
No. I'm telling you, you think that's what you think is basic. Yeah, but that's why we have this podcast, what women want. Otherwise, if it was so basic, we wouldn't have to do this. I can tell you again, and I put myself in the spotlight. I'm not putting my friends here on the front. I'm using myself as an example. I can tell you, not everything you told me was so clear and so present in my mind. At least not the way you explained it. So I'm very thankful already.
Okay.
Yeah. But Diana.
Yes.
There was a lot of wisdom now, but and we got here. We already covered a lot of topics just by coming from looks and appearance. But this cannot be everything. What's the next thing to look out? What's the next thing that women want from a man that they look for?
At 50.
Of course, at 50. That's our guiding star.
I would say that they should have a profession. And and I'm not saying being successful, but have a profession. They could be a carpenter, I don't know, electrician, whatever. I don't care. But they should have something they know how to do.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes.
And if they don't like it, because, life happens, and sometimes you're stuck in something you don't like, even if you are an expert in there. It's good to have a passion. I actually think that men who have a hobby. Could be fishing, could be motorcycles, could be wine tasting, doesn't matter. But I think expertise is sexy. It could be your profession, could be your hobby, it could be just, something that you know about. But being an expert is really sexy, I think.
That's very interesting. Let me stick here for 30 seconds just. Because there is a lot of, again, Facebook wisdom or Facebook fun being made of nerds. And basically a nerd is somebody who knows a lot about the topic. It's just a very obscure topic. I don't know, maybe Japanese manga of the 70s or something like that. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean something that's more down to earth?
No, it doesn't matter. For me,
yes.
I don't care. It could be, I don't know, broderie. It's not very masculine, but doesn't matter. It's just something that you know well and you're passionate about and you like it and you evolve in it and you're looking for information. You're doing the thing. It could be your car. It could be, I don't know, expertise.
But that means
doesn't matter the domain.
Yes, so it's not the domain. It's more like a relationship between the man and the domain.
Something.
That there's something that makes him burn, that makes him passionate, something that he cares for, basically.
And because it's a proof, I would say, that this guy has drive. And if he can follow and be persistent and consistent in one passion, he could be like this with you.
So it's a litmus test, basically.
Yes.
So
let's put it like this.
That is very interesting. I haven't looked at this. There you see, I have never looked at this before in that light. But it makes perfect sense. The way it's written makes perfect sense. If you can follow up, if you have passion here, maybe you have passion there as well. And then all you need to do is position yourself as the object of that passion, obviously.
Yes.
Because at least you know the passion is there.
And at least you know he's capable of consistency and of persistence and of curiosity. Because if somebody comes to you and is satisfied to discover the surface only of me and says, okay, she's this, and that's good, and I'm okay with this amount of information, it will be very short-lived.
Yes, and shallow.
And not very interesting. But if he's able to go and dig deeper and understand, okay, what do you do when you are on vacation? And I'm taking very shallow examples, but when you have a scandal with your mother, when you have a work conflict, when whatever, like it's the capacity of deepening the knowledge of something or somebody.
And so you have, just to put this in a bit maybe esoteric terms, I apologize in advance, but so you have this expectation that maybe he can explore your immortal deep soul, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, but at least he has shown in some other domain that he can explore depth. So
feature of the character.
Yes, of course. That's very interesting. That is very enlightening, actually. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. So you see myself.
You're a very good audience.
Because you're a very good teacher. Because then again, this is one of these things. What do women want? Men don't know, but this makes perfect sense. It's
another thing that I would say I like to see is somebody who has built something before meeting me, like a family or a project of something.
Yes.
Personally,
can it also be a company or something?
Yes, something.
Very often with entrepreneurs.
But for me, the question of family and kids and stuff like this, I personally prefer men who got already kids.
That's a deep question, isn't it? I mean, at 50, how do you approach this generally? Not just in the sense of having built something, but also generally, does it make sense for someone to have already had a divorce and kids?
Yes. In general, I would prefer, again, I'm talking about me, a man who has had more than one woman. Because you find a guy who has been 25 years with one lady, even though the lady could have been very interesting, very complex, very deep and everything, it's still one lady. It's much better to meet somebody who has been educated through different relationships. Probably not 28, but something like I can't put a number here.
No, it's just you're talking about the concept here.
Yeah, but if somebody has been with his high school sweetheart and then at 45 they discovered that, okay, we're done, and that's it. That's everything he has seen. I'm honestly not ready to sit there and explain all the variety of women's reactions and interests and etc.
So he's probably too narrowly educated. Is that the thing? That's very interesting. It's also a thing I haven't thought of that. But yes, it makes sense. I mean, you would be suspicious of somebody who has not had at least some breath in his experience with the fair sex because
the cat is here.
So
it's for me is a sign again that this gentleman knows what he's doing.
Yes.
And who he has in front of him, at least a little bit more than a person who has been with one single partner. Again, I'm not judging, accusing. I would feel more secure, more optimistic in a relationship with such type of people.
Yeah, also you would probably assume, then again, it's probably an unfair assumption, but that's what I would assume in your place, that this person has very narrow expectation value of what to get. So he would probably expect exactly the same thing again that he had with this one lady. And it's
probably not, because they are not together anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, but you often look for something that we have.
I'm a very special case, I would say, because I'm not looking, and we are talking about me without talking about me.
The idea here is generally what women want.
Yes, but for me, and we haven't mentioned this so far, and I think it's very important, is that men at their 50s, they have built some of the most important things in their lives, like family, kids, house, company, career. They still have things to do. I'm not saying that it's over.
Oh, no, at 50, it's definitely not over.
No, but it's a bunch of these things have started or are in progress or are finished, and they know that's how to begin a project, how to develop a project, how to deliver a project.
So you're a bit suspicious of women who at 50, then again, you should be in your prime as a man, I guess, 50, haven't done much, haven't achieved much, because it's kind of a bit, probably they wouldn't achieve much and do much in the second half of their life either.
Yes,
maybe.
Well, I don't know what's the probability of somebody who hasn't done anything specific or anything significant up until 50. What's the probability for these people? There's certainly a probability. I can't quantify it right now, but these big chunks of the life are either behind you, or you're halfway there, or you're aware on how to do these things. And then at 50, my big expectation is the man to be able to have fun. And
that's interesting.
Yes, and to have, probably not fun. Fun is not it's very narrow as well, but to be joyful, to see the pleasure in life.
Yes.
To be a little much more hedonistic, to go there and enjoy.
And also not be bitter, I guess. No?
Yes.
You don't want somebody who's bitter.
Yes, and I don't judge the way people find pleasure in love, in love and in life. It could be in dozens of different ways and even more, but they know how to enjoy life. It can be very contagious, and I can find myself in again, fishing, because I can't think about something else.
Well, fishing can be very passionate and very interesting. I have
Probably.
a neighbor, my office neighbor. He likes to fish, and he can talk endlessly, but very interestingly, about fishing.
Absolutely no issue with fishing. Absolutely no issue with whatever.
Yes,
but they enjoy it, and they're joyful, happy, sparkling about this.
Yes.
Not I have to do. This part of our lives now, and it's sad and not sad to say it, but we have 20 years ahead of us? Or
I think more
30,
35.
Doesn't matter.
But yes.
But
the big chunk of life is gone. I mean, that's a fact.
But if you don't know how to take advantage of these 30 years, doesn't matter how many, what for? The big threats my parents always throw to me is that you will end up alone, nobody will give you a glass of water,
Which brings me to...
cheers.
Cheers.
Because when you are sick, there is such a dark scenario. But for me, being with somebody who is on everyday flatness, where we don't enjoy, honestly, and I hope that I will not end up in this situation. I prefer not having anybody to give me a glass of water rather than spending 20 years with somebody who is boring as the rain.
Okay.
It's,
I wouldn't go so far, but I would admit, then again, this is a male perspective, this is what the women want, but just to throw the ball back, that too much routine without the pleasure part involved, it just kills love. Yeah, it kills it. It buries. It doesn't even kill it. It's more like burying it slowly.
Yes, and we are not anymore into the small kids, into all this running around again to build the house, or to build the apartment, to the project, to all these logistics.
Yes.
That are so overwhelming when you are 35 and you have to think to build your career and put everything, because that's the moment when you realize what you want to do or not, etc. But it's very the speed line of the highway, and then you go to the slower line of the highway.
More scenic road.
Yes, and you have to be able to say, okay, let me go and visit this little village. Let me stop there and have a drink. It's not the slowest line, but you're still in the middle. And if you can't enjoy this, just driving is not funny.
Yeah. I see the point. It makes intuitive sense, actually. It makes intuitive sense. You've done so much already, but now at least start to a certain degree, enjoy your life, and know, that I also got from you, know how to do that.
Yes.
Don't be a beginner. Here I am in my life. Oh, it's very interesting here. What do I do with it? But have a plan for that. Yeah. So, okay. Very interesting.
So if I have to kind of summarize, you need to know what you want.
Yes.
You need to fight for it. You need to be able to have fun and to enjoy life. You need to have a passion to be an expert in something, and to be able to communicate it. That's also a thing that could be handy, because if you're encapsulated in your thing, it's not very useful. Also, I would say you need to know women a little bit more to understand some basic rules, that you need to declare intentions, that you need to understand how this very woman would like to be loved.
So you have to be able to explore her
Yes.
specifically. Can I stay here for 1 second? Just because, then again, we're on YouTube here. And YouTube is filled with videos that give you hacks, conquer your heart in 5 easy steps, and these kind of things, like a manual in which you switch a few levers and do a few things and dial up a few numbers, and then the result will happen. But that's not true, I get from you. But you have to look into that specific woman
Yes.
that you desire and what she wants. How can she help? How can she help him to get it? And remember, no, don't make that face, because I tell you, men are not very good at knowing this. I am a man, and I'm speaking for men.
The problem with men is that you go there, you tell them explicitly,
yes,
I'm somebody who is totally able to articulate
yes,
what behavior I would like to see.
Yes.
I've been with somebody 10 years. I was literally telling him, tell me this, do this.
Yes.
Behave like, it's not complicated things. Like, can you please take me out for dinner once a month? It's not the end of the world, you know, like.
No, that's not terribly difficult, I should say. Yes.
It's like, can you please just come back from work at the evening and tell me, oh, you look tired. Let me take you out.
Yes.
Just how complicated it is.
Okay, I admit.
It's like, but sometimes the fact is, men are so convinced that they are doing the right thing and so stubborn in this. They would say, I judged the situation, I evaluated the pros and cons, etc. The investment, the return on investment. I'm good. Doesn't matter what she said. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a communication breakdown, basically. So she tells him explicitly what what she wants him to do, but he is so convinced that he's already doing the thing that she really wants.
Yes.
That he doesn't even listen to what she says.
Yes. It's the thing of like, I know.
I know better.
I know better.
Yes. So I'm mansplaining yourself to you.
Yes.
Basically. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's something I could see that happening. Yes, I could see. I actually could see that in myself, to be honest. Let's be completely honest.
I don't know.
No. Let's not explore this too deeply
but
here.
I think that women are very able to articulate what exactly irritates them, frustrates them, etc. If they are asked patiently enough. Because if you go and you say, what's wrong with you? And she says, all good.
Snap.
And then you just run away, you will not have the explanation. But if you go back and say, I see you are not, okay, tell me. I'm here. Doesn't matter if it's stupid, doesn't matter if you think that, it's not important. What have I done? So that's the wrong approach when you say, what have I done? Because in general, women will get angry. Like, how haven't you seen?
Yeah. But we've been there, yes.
Yeah. But you sit there, you're patient enough, a woman will be able to articulate what bothers her. The only thing you have to do is to listen and try to integrate the information in your matrix.
Yes. So it's the ability to persistently, because as you say, maybe one time won't be enough, have difficult conversations and then make whatever is the outcome of that thing actionable, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But integrated. She's not saying this because she's, women spend their lives defined by their hormones. You are a teenager, hormones. You are pregnant, hormones. After this, you are educating, you are with the kids, etc. Every month you are with your hormones. It's every month you are in a separation somehow. Not you mentally, your body is separating with something. Yes. So it lasts for years. Then it's menopause. It's another separation. Yes. It's hormones, etc. And men tend to interpret sometimes these moods or declarations, explanations very simplistically. Okay, she is not in her good period of the month, she is in this, etc. They always have an explanation, which is not, that's what she thinks. That's really her desire. She's totally able to articulate the thoughts, the feeling, everything that's going on. Just if I'm telling you that these things bother me, this thing bothers me, just believe me.
Yes.
It's not hormones. It's not, it can be exaggerated by hormones.
Yes.
You could see
So
it.
they look like an amplifier.
Exactly.
Yes.
But it's not something that comes out of nowhere and suddenly up hormones and you go up with this thing totally irrealistic, whatever. It's just, it becomes bigger and then it becomes smaller. You can handle it. And then it becomes bigger again, etc. So, but we are all the time defined by moods and by, oh, she doesn't think it. She does. She really thinks it. She's trying
she just may express it in a more
dramatic
way because it's amplified by the hormones, but there is reason why
behind,
she
definitely
brings this up.
And if only men could listen,
Yes.
And you know, it's like when you go and training, you spend the day, somebody is explaining you a lot of stuff.
Yes.
If you can just memorize 3 things each time you have a scandal or something.
Yes, that's enough. Yes.
It would be great.
So that brings me to one more thing. So incremental improvement. Does she see that if he tries? If he gets a bit better, he may not be 100%, but he's trying to get better. Just a little bit, just a tag every day, every week.
I can speak about myself. It's so sweet. It's so nice to see somebody making efforts and showing they can be clumsy, they can be not perfect, etc.
Which probably they won't.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's so nice and sweet to see somebody who has listened to you and who is trying a little bit at least. Okay, sometimes it could be a miss, but doesn't matter. It's really heartwarming. It's great.
That's good. That's very good. That's a very good message actually, because if I may speak again for my fellow peers, sometimes we can feel a bit overwhelmed by the things we have to change and improve. And if you tell us that just start somewhere, show some action, and just incrementally do that, that would be a very good message.
But that's what we are back to declare intentions.
Yes.
And we are back to fight for this. You declare intentions. I heard you. Yeah. You told me that you would like me to, take you out.
Yes.
I would love to.
Yes.
I would love to take you out for dinner. Now I'm short of money. I'm too busy, whatever, but I would love to. Good enough.
So, but all in all, just to get the lingo in here, this is more like an agile approach, a Scrum approach. You get a bit better and you redefine the things way.
Yeah, you adjust.
Yes, you adjust. Very interesting. And very actionable. It's very actionable insight. Okay, Diana, there is a ton of very useful and very actionable knowledge. These are very interesting insights. I have to say that. And then again, I hope I speak for my fellow peers, men above 50, who are interested in what women want. So any last thoughts, any wrap up, any final tips, anything you want to say at the end that makes sense to us gentlemen on this topic?
I would say, don't give up.
Yeah.
We love you. I love women too, but that's me.
That's another thing. Yes.
That's another thing. But I love men, and we love you. Don't give up. And just listen.
Just listen. That's probably good advice. Let's maybe should we have a last? What are we drinking here today?
Corona. It's too hot.
It's too hot. It's very warm now.
Yeah. And comment. Ask us questions.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's do this together.
You have to look to the camera.
Oh,
please.
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Let's do this together again.
If you have, first of all, like and subscribe. But also, this is for you, watching and listening. So if you want to know something, if you are completely not okay with something, you say, please comment, ask questions, correct us where we are wrong. or look too much into ourselves and not genuinely men and women. So please do that, and thank you so much.
And for us, bye.
Ciao.